Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing a 2024 Cadillac Escalade. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the GMC Cadillac here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Escalade. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So powering this Escalade is the 3.0 Duramax that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now fuel economy is 20 around town and then 26 on the highway. And when it comes to power outputs, all of my research says that the 24 still has the pre-LZO engine, so 277 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. But the Escalade and then the Tahoe, Yukon, all of that are going to be getting the LZO soon, which puts out 305 horsepower, 495 pound-feet of torque. Let me know in the comment section below if my information is wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is still pre-LZO. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, first off, I love this paint color. I think it looks really cool, and all of the body lines that go across really sharp with the design. And then popping down below, really cool headlight design. You guys can see the daytime running light / turn signal indicator. Always been a fan of that on the new Escalade. And I love how the light says Cadillac there inside. And then look at the coloration here with the grille, nice brushed finish. Parking sensors here at the bottom as well. And putting it all together, it definitely has that large imposing Escalade front end. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275/50, 22 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, you've got that silver trim that matches a lot of other elements you'll see on the side here. And then I love the fender cut, and you guys can see with the mirror caps, notice those are body painted. And then you guys can see more of the silver chrome trim, same thing down below. And then this one actually has fixed side steps, which is interesting. And then here is your full side view with this Escalade. Now take a look at the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. We've got the opening for the hatch, remote start, and then that is just to pop the window with the rear. And popping into the back, you guys can see here with the floor mats how they match the rest of the interior that you'll see in a moment. This has the AKG sound system. It's always so hard for me to say that. Fantastic sound system. I had an Escalade demo for a week and I was super impressed with the quality. And then over here, you guys can see with the little outlet, this is to throw down the second row, this is to raise and lower the third row, and we've got quite a bit of storage space behind the third row with the seats folded up with this particular Escalade. And then I like these little metallic plaques too, that's pretty cool. When you're all done, just press this button and that will lower the hatch right back down. Got the Escalade's signature taillight design, which is very elongated, just like the headlights. And then you guys can see 600D here on the back. And then we've got the Escalade logo here on the other side, parking sensors at the bottom. And then you can see with the covers over the exhaust tips. And then we've got a cover over the receiver hitch as well. And then my favorite part though is how you press the emblem. And that's obviously the key fob, but you can also do that to open up the hatch. I think that's a cool feature. And putting it all together, what do you guys think about the design on this particular Escalade, especially with the coloration? Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see we've got this lighter gray with the wood trim. Look at the silver trim, and then we've got some cloth mixed in the bunch as well. Very interesting with all of the trim pieces. And down below, it's kind of hard to show on camera, but it's got like a nice texture and everything to it. And then look at that, how that's all blacked out. And then one of the speakers here for the sound system, another one down below. And then here's the seat. You guys can see perforated all down the center portion. You got all of your adjustments here on the seat as well. And then notice it says Escalade. Legroom here in the second row is great. We've got a little storage pocket. We have TVs here in the back with this. And you can see all the speakers here for the sound system at the top. We also have some ventilation as well. We do have our own climate zone here in the back. And then you can see we've got our little USB ports. And this is cool, the cup holders. And I like the little Cadillac, Fairdown doesn't want to close. I like the little Cadillac emblem. And then you'll probably notice that we do have captain chairs here in the back, so you got the nice armrests here. And then I guess I almost forgot to mention, headroom's good. Now legroom here in the third row is also really good. We have cup holder setup. You guys can see this for the seat. USB port back here. And then headroom's also good. And then the thing I like about these third row seats is they're just as nice as the second row with the material use. I think they did a good job with that, doing all the perforations and everything, and got pretty good visibility out these windows. Now taking a look at the door panel in the front, you can see again with the gray and then the wood trim and then the white cloth all mixed in together. Memory seats right here. We've got all of our window controls. Front two are automatic. Mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in. And then notice for the front, we've got the heated and ventilated seat function. We also have blind spot warning with the mirrors. And then when it comes to capabilities, we've got 1,342 pounds of payload. And then gross vehicle weight rating, wow, 7,700 pounds. And then notice your towing is also 7,700 pounds as well. Got the cool speakers in the headrests here and then perforated all down the center portion. All of our power adjustments on the side, and this is the massage function, that little button right there. And yeah, pretty normal pedals, and I like how they did the cloth trim all the way down at the bottom. Parking brake right here. We have our trailer brake controls, and then this is our drive line select. So it does have a 2-speed transfer case as well as an advanced 4-wheel drive system. We got your drive mode select, and then that's for the air suspension to raise and lower it. And if you guys have followed the channel for a few years, you know that I took one of these off-road and used all of this stuff, and the Escalade is surprisingly capable off-road, like shockingly capable. Anyways, you've got the wood trim here, and then you guys can see with the steering wheel how that's power adjustable, and then really nice trim all across the dash at the top. I think it's actually, yeah, it's even soft touch behind the screen. You wouldn't expect that. So starting with the steering wheel, I like how they continue that gray coloration all over the wheel. Super Cruise, that's why you've got that line there at the top. Paddle shifters on the back for the 10-speed automatic, and then look at the wood trim there. We also have practical controls here on the front, so you can see for stuff like your volume controls, you've got your stuff for the cruise control as well. And then we have a turn signal / light stock, and we have a windshield wiper stock there on the other side. And by the way, this little sensor thing that might be beeping on the camera, that's for the Super Cruise system. Now we have this side screen right here, which is a touchscreen. It's pretty cool. You can go through the different menus. Now it's has the night vision on right now, which isn't going to work because it's daytime. But if we press the AR camera, it'll do the augmented reality, which is really cool. So you can do this with a navigation system. You can also just do a regular map view if you're more traditional like that. And then you can also just do a normal gauge cluster if you'd rather have that. But yeah, really cool with the overall design on the gauge cluster. And look at on a full tank how much, well, suspicious amount of range. Anyways, but it's still cool. Now outside of our suspicious range, you guys can see we've got a 360 camera system, and resolution with this is really good. And I like how you've got like the exterior view right here as well, because you know the Escalade is a big vehicle, so it's nice having all of the cameras to help out with parking it. And then we've got the shortcut bar here on the side, and overall it does take a second for some of the menus to roll up, but the screen responds pretty quickly. It has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and I like how there's like literally leather trim around the screens. That is unique. And speaking of trim, look at the wood trim that goes across the dash, and you can see the leather there in the background, and then that's speaker in the back. So definitely adds to the sound system fun. You see the vents down below, and I guess we'll take a look at the glove box here. It's big. Nice trim on the outside. And then we do have our climate controls here for the front. So dual zone climate here for the front passengers. And again, you got that rear climate zone as well. And I guess since I have the car on, this is going to be upside down for you guys probably, because that's how I'm going to have to angle the camera. But you can see the rear climate, and they also have the seats as well with the little screen. Anyways, back to being right side up. We've got the shifter here for the 10-speed automatic. I also have the auto hold here, auto stop start. You can see the lane departure. And then the analog controls. So if you don't want to use the touchscreen, they do give you analog controls. And then you got some USB action right there, some cup holders, and then look at the wood trim here, gloss finish. Wireless phone charging pad inside. And then you can see at the center console, it's definitely big. Got a bunch of charging ports. And I like how it says Escalade right there. Nice padding. And then you probably noticed premium headliner here. So nice soft to the touch. And then this does have a camera rear view mirror as well. And then we've got some of the controls up here at the top for like the, well, here's a closer look, sunroof. We've got the controls here for the hatch and everything, the seats to fold down. You got your garage door openers. And then we do have a panoramic center from the Escalade. So this one is a 24, and you guys can see ESV. So this is basically the suburban Escalade is a way to look at this. And a lot of stuff is standard equipment with the Escalade, but this has some options. So night vision is a $2,000 package, crazy. Sandstone metallic, I really do like this color. Heavy duty trailering package, so that's why it's got that tow rating. And then you guys can see the floor liners. But yeah, I mean, most everything's standard. Again, it's a platinum, so that makes sense. But there's your total MSRP with this, $122,515. So to quickly cap things off with this video, I actually really like the spec on this Escalade, and I know you guys are probably like, Ben, why aren't you driving it? This particular one is pre-sold, so out of respect of the new owner, we're not going to be putting any miles on this Escalade. We got to make sure that, well, the gas no longer says 666, it's now 663, so I guess that I failed on that particular goal. But what I wanted to cap things off with is the fact that I think this is the Escalade sweet spot in terms of powertrains. Don't get me wrong, the Escalade V is epic. It is awesome. But 20 miles per gallon around town, 26 on the highway, like for a big full-size SUV, that is incredible fuel economy. And so I see this as the Escalade to go for if you're going to be driving it a bunch, because like being able to get that amount of fuel range on a tank, like that's a thing of luxury, in my opinion, is not having to sit at the gas station all the time. And don't get me wrong, I mean, the V still has a pretty big gas tank, so you're not going to have to go all the time, but also if you have almost 700 horsepower under your foot, then like you're gonna go through gas a lot quicker than if you're on a diesel and you're just kind of smoothly going along. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if you think if the diesel Escalade is the route to go, or if you'd rather go for the regular 6.2 V8 or for the V. I'll see you.